This is AndyTube, and this is a Singer Model 503A, a Rocketeer, and I've been doing a restoration of this. You may have seen a video where I showed you how to remove and replace all of the bobbin winding parts, and I'm at the stage now where I'm reassembling the machine and testing, and I want to test the functionality of the bobbin winder. So that's what I'm going to do here. When you wind the bobbin on this machine and most machines, you want to disengage the stop motion knob. On this model, you hold the gold hand wheel and you turn the beige hand wheel or ivory wheel towards you, and it only goes about 1/8 of a turn. So by disengaging that, I can turn the hand wheel and the bobbin winder without the feed dogs and the needle bar. And the path for winding a bobbin on this machine will come from the thread spool and around and in the bobbin winder disc, tension disc assembly, and it comes from the back to the front, and then you bring it across in front of the bobbin winder thread guide and then into the bobbin and onto the spindle. So I'm going to do that, but I usually put my thread through the spool before I get started with all that, because it's just easier for me. So on this class 66, whether you're using a metal or preferably the plastic, the thread enters the bobbin between the two side plates and exits through a little hole next to the opening for the spindle. And then you come around from the back to the front of this tension disc, and be sure and get it in there so you're sure that it's between the tension disc and the little spring plate. Don't want to lose my thread here. So I'll come around the front of that thread guide, the little chrome post there, and I will snap the bobbin onto the spindle with the thread that I put in there coming up, so I can hold on to it while I start. Now to engage the system, this little chrome engagement lever has to be pushed in between the side plates of the bobbin, and it should snap in and hold there, and that holds the bobbin from coming off, and it also pushes the spindle and the friction tire over against the back of the hand wheel so that the spindle will turn. And when we wind it, we want to use a moderate speed. You don't really want to go full blast, and you want to do it steadily. Whatever speed you pick, just keep it there, and you'll get the best uniform winding of the thread. I'm going to start it a little bit. Now that I know my thread is there, I can break it off or cut it off, and then I'll continue winding. I knew this part was going to be okay. What I really want to test is that when the bobbin is full, it kicks the engagement lever back and allows the spindle to move away from the hand wheel so it stops winding. That's how this is supposed to work. If you don't care to have a full bobbin, you can stop the process, any place along the way when it gets filled up to where you want it. But I'm going to go for a full wound bobbin so I can make sure this kicks out automatically. I'll probably edit out a lot of this so you don't have to watch the whole process here. Should be getting close now. Wow, there we go, finally kicked out. I was starting to get worried. Okay, so this is kicked back now, and the bobbin, the spindle and the friction tire have moved away from the wheel. So if I keep running the motor and turning the wheel, it's not engaging that anymore, and that's normal. That's the operation that we want. Let me cut the thread here and take this bobbin off, and we'll inspect it. So it looks to me, let me get a little extra light over here. It looks to me like a nice even wind. It's not all piled up on one side or the other. And there's, I don't know, about a 32nd of an inch left from the edge. So I would say that that is a perfectly wound bobbin, and that the mechanism worked properly. The clean tension system provided the right amount of tension, so the bobbin wound smoothly and tight, but not too tight. The guide post, the thread guide worked perfect, and the engage and disengagement worked perfectly. So yay hey, it worked terrific. If it didn't work, there's an explanation in the video I did about removing and replacing this part and the adjustment screw and how to adjust it properly. But that seldom really needs to be done unless somebody moved that setting before. But that's it. That's my completed test. I'm real happy. That part's working very well. So I'll continue on testing other settings and stuff on the 503A Rocketeer, and maybe you'll come back and see some of my next videos or past videos. I've got well over 200 now about vintage singers. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.